Alright, and we are recording. So in this video, I'm going to be documenting my genius yet again. And it can sound egotistical, but we all have an ego at the end of the day, and my goal here is to actually teach you guys advanced astrology. So first we're going to go over the Advanced Astrological Synthesis Report, and I'll be using my own natal chart to show you what I can do for you. This is essentially what a client consultation would look like with me, because I am going to be producing more detailed charts than you've ever seen, so it's going to be overly detailed and explained. Simplified. So we're going to be going over this. We're also going to be going over the advanced midpoint analysis and planetary pictures, because a lot of people will talk about midpoints, but we won't get the full analysis. Or planetary pictures, I say these are more thorough. Then we're going to go over the cosmic entrepreneur. And this is my master plan. And I'm saying, like, once again, I'm using my natal chart to show you, as an example, what I can do for you as a client. So again, this is another client consult example. And also, we're going to go over Beyond Genius Patent Portfolio Cosmic Consciousness Technologies, which is going off of this slide, but you'll see it. So let's first go over the Advanced Astrological Synthesis Report, the core thematic overview. This is going to be in every consultation with primary polarities and dilemmas, karmic indicators and fated pathways, fixed star activations, and technically I should be also adding in, and what else are it's fixed stars, asteroids, and what am I missing? Okay, sorry about that, guys. I had a brain fart. Critical aspect complexes, Vedic Western synthesis, practical applications, relationships, shadow work, and the evolutionary directive. So first is the core thematic overview of this report, where I know that I possess a profound 11th house stellium in Pisces, Sun, Mercury, Venus, and Uranus, blended with a 10th house Aquarius, Neptune, Chiron, midheaven conjunction, creating a destiny that merges collective idealism with visionary leadership. The chart reveals a cosmic translator, someone who channels nebulous inspiration into structured humanitarian action that struggles with the boundaries between self and collective. The Western Vedic duality, Pisces Aquarius Sun, suggests that it exists in a liminal space, bridging mystical insight with intellectual innovation. So, primary polarities and dilemmas. The servant-leader paradox. My moon, Jupiter in Libra 6th, opposes my Mars in Capricorn in the 9th house, creating tension between diplomatic service and ambitious action. My Vedic moon in Virgo amplifies this as a need to perfect systems while maintaining social harmony. It's important to me that I talk about your Vedic astrology as well. So Saturn retrograde in Cancer in the 3rd house with Lilith conjunction indicates early familial karmic restrictions on expression now transforming into authoritative emotional intelligence. I have the collective merge versus individual identity. Pisces stellium, 11th dissolves ego into groups, but Taurus ascendant demands tangible self-definition. Vertex Jupiter conjunction in Libra 6th reveals fated encounters through service partnerships, yet Vertex node opposition shows these relationships trigger identity crises. And my last ex did what to me? I mean, they made me transition. I won't say they made me, but had a heavy influence on me at the age of 19 because I was in love, and that is no longer. But karmic indicators and fated pathways. Rahu in Aries in the 12th house, retrograde, because of course with the nodes, they're usually retrograde. If they're direct, brace yourself. So past life overemphasis on collective action now requires courageous self-initiation. Your destiny, or my destiny, if you have this placement too, you also have it probably, involves pioneering spiritual boundaries with Aries in the 12th house. So Pluto Fortune conjunction in Sagittarius in the 8th house, transformative power through philosophical legacies, shared resources, financial collaborations will trigger exponential growth. Aruda Lagna. Aruda Lagna. AL in the 4th house of home and image with Aruda Lagna 7th in house 9 suggests my public persona is tied to spiritual teaching, while partnerships expand to cross-cultural journeys. Now I'm going to talk about the fixed star activations. My ascendant is square algo at 26 degrees Taurus exactly. Midheaven conjunct Chiron and Deneb Algedi and Fomalhaut, 3 degrees Pisces on 11th house cusp. So these are very important. And if you don't know your fixed star activations, well, I'm very sorry. You need your accurate birth time, and you need your accurate location of birth, and of course the day you were born and year. So essentially, ascendant square algol, 26 degrees of Taurus equals intense evolutionary pressure to transform primal instincts into creative power. The stars Medusa's mythology suggests I must consciously redirect petrifying emotional energy. Now, midheaven conjunct Chiron and Deneb Algedi. So we know that Deneb Algedi is what? That's the fixed star. But Chiron is the wounded healer. So this conjunction, my career destiny involves healing systemic structures. Chiron Aquarius with a faded sudden quality, Deneb Algedi's luck through crises. Fomalhaut, which is also just another fixed star, 3 degrees Pisces, on my 11th house cusp, which is already in Pisces. I carry magical idealism that can manifest visions, but I have to avoid spiritual escapism. And I don't know what that means. I mean, I have done drugs for a while, so who knows? Maybe I'll join a cult. I don't fucking know. Alien cults hit me up. Critical aspect complexes, so we're going over the leadership configuration, the healing crises. So with the leadership configuration, I have a Sun, Venus, and Uranus conjunction trine Saturn in the 3rd house. Charismatic innovation receives structure through disciplined communication. Mars, 9th house, opposition Saturn, square Jupiter. Philosophical battles with authority figures ultimately expand my legal educational influence. So even if you don't understand what any of this means, I'm simplifying it for you. And you can easily look up these words as well, which I've gone over in my other videos. The healing crises. We're going over Chiron, midheaven conjunction, square vertex. Public wounding around uniqueness becomes faded healing through the 6th house service, vertex Jupiter and Libra. Moon, Neptune trine, my emotional intuition can dissolve institutional boundaries when channeled through creative work, i.e. this YouTube channel. Vedic Western synthesis. My Vedic sun is in Aquarius, but it's in Pisces in my Western chart. So I innovate through embodied mysticism, transcending the Aquarian mental realm via Piscean empathy. My Rahu node in Aries suggests breaking free from Western spiritual passivity through Vedic martial spirituality. The yogi point is in Libra, and my Avayogi is in Aries. So my soul's purpose, which is a yogi, manifests through harmonizing extremes, while karmic challenges, which is an Avayogi, arise from impulsive self-assertion. The exact 2952 degree indicates this lifetime is a final maturation of these themes. Like, reincarnation. People choose to do it. If you had kids, here's the thing. That's a yes. If you don't have kids, then no. But that's my opinion. So practical applications. Career is 10th house, and I have Neptune there with Chiron and Midheaven Capricorn. So I'm destined for healing institutions, likely in humanitarian technology, collective trauma work, or avant-garde artistic leadership. And the Mars-Saturn opposition suggests delayed but enduring impact after age 42. So I have to wait until I'm 42. Suggests it's delayed because, yes, there's a Mars-Saturn opposition. But I'll still see success. It's just going to be easier at the age of 42 for some reason. So, relationships. Vertex Jupiter conjunction in 6th indicates expansion through committed service partnerships. And my descendant in Scorpio demands transformative bonds, while Venus Uranus conjunction attracts unconventional sudden connections. Shadow work. Lilith Saturn conjunction in Cancer in the 3rd house. I have to integrate suppressed feminine authority within my communication style. The algol square my ascendant requires conscious work with anger as creative fuel. And that's the thing about, like I said in my other videos, Taurus, even though it is Venus, it's more male to me. Hence why I was on T. And also the 9th house in Capricorn placement from that ascendant. And also the fact that I even have this directly on my ascendant. But anyways, evolutionary directive. I am a bridge between epochs. Piscean compassion and Aquarian innovation must fuse through my Taurus-rooted presence. My nodal axis of Aries in the 12th house and Libra in the 6th house calls for spiritual warriorhood through daily service. The extraordinary vertex Pluto sextile 014 degrees indicates fated access to collective unconscious power when I align individual will with cosmic purpose. Again, the stars incline, but do not compel. Your chart shows a rare configuration, the ability to turn cosmic water into earthly wine, but only through the vessel of disciplined compassion. Amazing stuff. Amazing. So, now we're going to dive into the advanced midpoint analysis, planetary pictures. So you guys can see a little bit, not a whole lot. Alright, so what is a midpoint? I've talked about this in my other videos. I haven't talked about planetary pictures yet. But I'm trying to help you understand what critical midpoint structures are first. So Sun, Moon equals Uranus 611 degrees. This is the planetary picture. Because that's the Sun, of course, that's the Moon, and that's Uranus. So the core identity, which is the Sun, and emotional needs, which is the Moon, fuse through awakening and disruption. I experience life's pivotal moments as sudden realignments of my emotional truth. This midpoint, activated at 650 degrees Pisces, suggests my most authentic self-expression emerges when embracing radical emotional freedom. Let's look at Moon and Pluto. And it equals Mercury at 2115 degrees. Again, let's look at the planetary picture here to help you understand this. Moon, right here. Ooh, we don't want to cover the Moon. So there's Pluto, and there's Mercury. So deep. Ooh. Jesus Christ. Sorry about that, guys. We're just getting into it. Alright. So deep emotional transformation catalyzes mental breakthroughs. My thought processes become profoundly insightful during crises. With Mercury at 1831 degrees Pisces, this creates a shamanic intellect, able to articulate unconscious truths through poetic metaphorical language. Now, I have a Mercury, Neptune, and that equals Sun at 17 degrees, exactly of Pisces. There's another planetary picture. There's Mercury, Neptune, and the Sun. Okay. So mental imagination and spiritual vision define my essential purpose. I manifest through inspired communication. With all bodies and water signs, this forms a trinity of psychic attunement. My identity is a channel for cosmic messages. Let's talk about the axes midpoints. Cardinal cross, which is essentially your ascendant and your descendant, equals Saturn, 23-25 degrees of Cancer. So essentially ascendant, descendant, and then that's Saturn. My relationships become the karmic classroom where authority and structure are tested. Partners mirror my need for emotional security. Cancer, this activates my Saturn-Lilith conjunction. So at 20-53 degrees and then 23-08 degrees of Cancer, creating a sacred wound around emotional authority. Midheaven and Moon Coli equals Moon 1804 degrees Libra. So here's the planetary picture. Public recognition and private foundation meet through relational harmony. My career evolves through cultivating emotional balance, activating my moon at 614 degrees Libra and Jupiter at 1755 degrees Libra, suggesting professional expansion through diplomatic service. So key planetary midpoint configurations. First we have the mystic rectangle, Sun, Mars equals Moon, Jupiter, fate triangle, vertex node equals Fortune, 23-40 degrees Sagittarius, the healing Chiron ascendant equals Mercury, Neptune. So first let's talk about A, Sun, Mars equals Moon, Jupiter. So first we have the Sun and Mars, and that's at 21-08 Taurus, and then Moon and Jupiter at 12-04 degrees Libra. These form a sextile, Earth-Air harmony, creating a talent rectangle between my willpower, Sun, Mars, and emotional wisdom, Moon, Jupiter. This enables me to manifest ideals through disciplined action. Vertex node equals Fortune, 23-40 degrees Sagittarius. So we have a planetary picture here of the vertex in the North Node, Rahu, equaling the Fortune. My fated encounters, vertex and destiny path, node converge through synchronistic opportunities, activated exactly by my Pluto at 24-17 degrees Sagittarius. This reveals transformative meetings that alter my life trajectory. The healing kite, Chiron ascendant, Mercury, Neptune, Chiron ascendant, and that equals 12-08 degrees Aquarius, and Mercury, Neptune equals 17 degrees Pisces. This is again forming a sextile, and this creates a healing kite where my wounded healer, archetype Chiron, and identity ascendant channel inspired communication, Mercury, Neptune. I heal through visionary expression. Fixed star midpoint activations. Regulus Antares, Sun, Venus, 14-35 degrees Leo, Scorpio, and Spica. Arcturus equals Mercury, 21-13 degrees Libra. So first we have Regulus and Antares equaling Sun and Venus at 14-35 degrees Leo and Scorpio. It's the royal star cross, my creative power, which is Sun and Venus, balances between kingly manifestation, Regulus, and spiritual warriorhood, which is Antares. This midpoint falls in my 5th house of creativity, indicating artistic works that carry archetypal power. Look at what I'm doing right now. Tell me this isn't fucking amazing, what I'm doing. So Spica Arcturus equals Mercury, 2113 degrees Libra. This is the star of wisdom. My intellect, which is planet Mercury, is blessed by the wisdom stars. With both at 2354 and 2417 degrees of Libra, this forms an exact activation of my vertex at 2403 degrees Libra. Fated intellectual collaborations bring abundance. Let's do the aspect pattern synthesis via midpoints, the mystic pentagram. So Sun, Moon equals Uranus, 650 degrees Pisces. Moon, Jupiter equals Sun, Mars, 1204 degrees Libra. Mercury, Neptune equals Sun, 17 degrees Pisces. Mars, Saturn equals Moon, 1040 degrees Capricorn, Cancer. Pluto, Node equals Fortune, 2340 degrees Sagittarius. This 5-point pattern, right? Because we just went over that. Sun, Moon, Moon, Jupiter, Mercury, Neptune, Mars, Saturn, Pluto, Node. It's a 5-point pattern, and it creates a continuous feedback loop between my personal will, emotional intelligence, spiritual vision, discipline, action, and transformative faith. Saturnian bridge. So Saturn equals my ascendant in midheaven and Mercury and Pluto. So Saturn equals ascendant midheaven at 2644 degrees of Taurus and Capricorn. And again, we have Saturn equaling Mercury and Pluto at 24 degrees of Pisces and Sagittarius. So, what does it mean? Saturn becomes the fulcrum connecting my identity, career with my mind, transformation. This explains my capacity to give structure to profound psychological insights. Vedic midpoint correlations. Correlations! I'm gonna drink some coffee. So, where's my vape? Yeah, I'm looking for my vape too. Sorry guys. Your girl is... Honestly, I'm not smoking cigarettes anymore. But I am still smoking weed, and I also need to cut back on that. It's just so damn hard when I'm living in bumfuck Minnesota. It's cold. But we'll talk about more of how I'm getting out of here later. So... Okay, so we're going to talk about the Vedic midpoint correlations, and we have the Yogi, Aviyogi, and that equals Mercury, Uranus, 614 degrees of Gemini and Aquarius, Vedically speaking. I don't know if anyone says that Vedically. Vedically. So, my soul purpose, Yogi, Libra, and Karmic Challenge, Yogi, Aries, integrate through revolutionary communication. This midpoint at 614 degrees exactly activates my Western Moon degree, suggesting my emotional fulfillment comes from expressing the synthesis. I have a Ruda Lagna in my midheaven, equaling Jupiter node at 1239 degrees, Scorpio and Aries. Public image and career merge through philosophical destiny. This activates my Mars in Sagittarius Vedic, indicating my professional recognition grows through teaching higher truths. Here's the critical degree midpoints. 29 degree anaretic activations. So my midheaven is at 29, 34 degrees, of Capricorn, and that equals Saturn, Neptune, which is 18, 24 degrees Cancer, and Aquarius. And my career culminates in dissolving old structures. Saturn, Neptune. The Chiron conjunction here shows this as a healing crisis. Ascendant 2355 degrees Taurus. Pluto Fortune 2309 degrees Sagittarius. My identity transforms through fated resource exchanges, activating my algo star 2614 degrees Taurus, requiring conscious use of transformative power, i.e. hormone replacement. But midpoint tree, core life themes. Let's actually do that a little bit better. Hang on. Just want to have this for later. Oop. Somewhat better. Alright. So, this is the primary self-expression, secondary karmic mission, and tertiary healing path. So the primary self-expression, sun, and what? Equals. We just talked about this. Is it Saturn? Your girl doesn't even remember. Hang on a second. I gotta get better at my symbols. I better not be getting dissed in the comments. Holy shit. Actually, you know what, man? Hang on a second. Let's just do this. Until I actually memorize all the symbols, which is going to be very soon. I'm just used to saying every planet and every zodiacal sign. So, for those that do know it, please don't shit on me. I know some of them, like this is obviously Rahu. That's obviously the moon. That looks like Mars, Pluto, moon. I just don't remember if that's Saturn or not. That's Jupiter. Well, I know some of them. Okay, don't shit on me. Was it Venus? It might be Venus. So Sun, Venus is what I'll say, even though I might be wrong. Let's just say it's at, my primary self-expression is 326 degrees Pisces. Its love is awakening. And then 650 degrees Pisces, identity through emotional innovation. My secondary karmic mission, I have a 1956 degree Sagittarius, Aries, destiny through expansion. 1040 degree Capricorn, Cancer, action through emotional discipline. Tertiary healing path, Chiron, Ascendant, 1208 degrees Aquarius, 17 degrees Pisces, vertex fortune equals 2340 degrees Sagittarius. So, let's get back to words. Predictive and evolutionary markers. These are very important symbols, and I don't mean to disrespect astrology like that at all. Progress midpoint activations, eclipse sensitivity points. So, progress midpoint activations. So, my progress moon equals natal sun moon midpoint at 650 degrees, and every 27 to 28 years, emotional rebirths align with my core identity. And then I have solar arc Uranus, and that equals Mercury Neptune midpoint at 17 degrees, around age 42, technological or spiritual breakthroughs in communication. Again, eclipse sensitivity points, 19 degrees Gemini, Sagittarius, my Mercury, Pluto equals Saturn midpoint. Eclipses here trigger transformative communications. 6 degree Pisces, Virgo, my Sun, Moon equals Uranus midpoint. Eclipses bring sudden identity revelations. And here's the synthesis, the midpoint mandala. So my chart reveals a holographic structure where every planetary relationship reflects the whole. Piscean 11th house stellium acts as the prism, diffusing light through multiple midpoint connections to create a spectrum of consciousness. And the primary directive is this. My soul's journey involves becoming conscious of these midpoint activations, recognizing that fate emerges at the midpoint between choices. The vertex Pluto sextile 014 degrees suggests my highest destiny unfolds when I consciously stand at the midpoint between personal will and collective transformation. So Final thing. I am not the planets, neither are you. We are the midpoints between them. We are the awareness that observes their dance. Our charts show the choreography, but we choose the music. So next I'm going to go over the Cosmic Entrepreneur, and then also Beyond Genius Patent Portfolio. So the Cosmic Entrepreneur. Alright, this is my advanced astrology startup blueprint for neurodivergent visionaries, like myself. My core business archetype, as we already know, is I have 11th house Pisces stellium and a 10th house Aquarius Neptune Chiron, which is spiritual technology pioneer. I have a Mercury in Pisces, 1831 degrees. I'm a translator between consciousness and code. Mars in Capricorn is in the 9th house for me, an architect of long-term spiritual infrastructure. Here's the first phase, the foundation years. And not just that, we also have, obviously we have more. The second phase is exponential growth. We have our legacy era, also known as, you know what, fuck it, our villain era. Because honestly, we all have one. Yeah, we'll go over some more important stuff later on in this video. And essentially, I can do the same thing for you that I've been doing for myself. But this is also to help on a global scale. So, the vision by 2080. So, we're going to get started with the first phase. We're going to go over my codex and the emergence product suite, my startup concept, and what I'm trying to do here. So, this is an AI spirituality bridge platform for neurodivergent seekers. And I've been diagnosed with autism since I was 8 years old, if you don't know about me. They said it was mild, but I know I'm probably high functioning. So, the product suite would involve Astro Neural Mapping, being an app for $29 a month, map natal charts to brainwave patterns, suggest daily activities based on astroneurology, and we can do this via sleep clinics. Like, dude, nobody's ever done this. Nobody in their fucking lives. All these things that we can build based on astrology, it's insane. So here's the edge. I have a Mercury Saturn trine, and that equals structured mysticism. Sensory Sanctuary templates, $47 through $222. These are customized environments based on moon transits for homes, workspaces, digital environments. So, interior, exterior, digital, advanced astrology, design. Again, I don't know who's doing this stuff. My moon is in Libra in the 6th house. Harmonious system creation is produced. So, cosmic communication protocols, B2B. I'm going to train AI to communicate with astrological consciousness. Yes. I am doing this. I mean, I'm the first YouTube channel, in my opinion, to do this. Advanced Astrology Infused Consciousness AI. And it could be a robot in the future, who knows? Like, a real life robot. First clients are going to be mental health apps and spiritual platforms, or maybe even you. If you're subscribed and you like my videos, you will get a lot of this stuff for free. I can literally, via email, send you PDFs to all of the important stuff you need to know about your life today. So my Mercury, Uranus midpoint, revolutionary language systems. Here's the funding strategy. 2026, pre-sale 100 founding Cosmic Citizen memberships at $555. 2027, I'm going to apply for neurodiverse entrepreneur grants, $50K or more money. 2028, angel round form consciousness tech investors. Astrological timing. 2026, Jupiter is in Gemini, expand through communication. 2027, Saturn enters Aries, build courageous structures. 2028, Neptune enters Aries, new spiritual paradigms. 2029 through 2032, the pattern recognition era, leveraging my autism superpower. Here's the business innovation archetype algorithms. Pattern recognition systems for spiritual growth. I licensed to therapy platforms, educational systems, corporate wellness. My Vertex Pluto sextile, 014 degrees, fated access to transformative patterns. Here's the expansion products. Generational trauma astromap, $777 per family. I'm obviously joking around, it could be way cheaper. But I'll map from family or familial karma through synastry charts. We'll also even go over your Akashic records if you want that. Break patterns across generations. I have a Saturn-Lilith conjunction, and that's authority and ancestral healing. Corporate cosmic culture systems, $5K a month, retainer. Align company rhythms with planetary cycles. First target, tech companies and spiritual crises. My midheaven Capricorn, corporate structure, innovation. Monetization, evolution, 2029, hit $10K a month, recurring revenue. 2030, launch certification program for cosmic consultants. 2031, first corporate contract at $20K a month. 2032, platform valued at $2 million pre-revenue. 2033 through 2035, the synthesis, pivotal integration. We merge all systems into cosmic operating system. My Uranus and Pisces create unified field theory of consciousness. Begin developing physical interfaces, light, sound chambers. Here's the key alliance. Partner with neuroscience research institutions. My Chiron MC conjunction, I bridge spirituality and institutional science. Create my first peer-reviewed astroneurology papers. Yes, first ever peer-reviewed astroneurology papers. Phase 2, exponential growth, 2036 through 2055. Age 31 through 50, the architect, 2036 through 2045, the quantum leap. Technological breakthroughs. And we're going to go over the biorhythmic AI companions, 2040. AI that evolves with users' astrological progressions. My Neptune and Aquarius in the 10th house, futuristic spiritual technology. I'll be making $100 a month per user. 10K users equals $1 million a month. Astro Archetype Recognition Software, 2042. Detects soul patterns in early childhood. Licensed to education systems globally. My Mercury-Neptune midpoint visionary communication tools produced. Cosmic Energy Grid Mapping, 2045. Geographic Astrology meets energy healing, real estate development applications. My Pluto and Sagittarius in the 8th house transforms global resource flow. Here's my business milestones. By 2038, company IPO or acquisition at $50 million valuation. 2040, established Cosmic Innovation Lab physical campus. 2043, first government contract, education, health, Saturn return mastery. By 2034 through 2035, be my first Saturn returning Cancer in the third house. I build legacy communication systems and establish a neurodivergent wisdom school. 2046 through 2055, the global implementation, scaled solutions, first planetary project, it's lunar literacy initiative. So I'll bring moon cycle education to 1 million schools globally. My moon-Jupiter conjunction equals expanding emotional intelligence. The funding is UNESCO partnership and corporate sponsors. Second planetary project is cosmic agriculture networks. Astro timing for sustainable farming. My Mars and Capricorn in the 9th house, practical application of higher knowledge. And the impact is increasing crop yields 15 to 30%. Here's the personal evolution. By 2047, Jupiter return at 42, wisdom crystallization. 2053, Uranus opposition, revolutionary insights. 2055, Neptune square, spiritual crises, breakthrough. And here's phase 3. It says legacy era, but we're going to go ahead and say, villain, legacy era, whatever. I know I'll be a hero to some people, but, you can never, it's always in the cards, whatever. So, this is for 2056 through 2080, from the ages of 51 through 76, and the Sage. 2056 through 2070, the Wisdom Distillation, Institutional Creation. The Academy of Cosmic Sciences. 2060, Interstellar Communication Protocols. 2065, Time Archetype Banking System. 2070. So the Academy of Cosmic Sciences will have degree programs in astrotechnology. My 9th house Mars equals higher education innovation, and the endowment is $100 million target. Interstellar Communication Protocols. 2065, prepare for extraterrestrial contact using astrological principles. My 11th house Pisces stellium, universal consciousness connection. NASA ESA partnerships. Time archetype banking system. 2070, store and transfer karmic wisdom as asset class. My Pluto in the 8th house, transform economic systems. Blockchain integration. Personal milestones. 2062, second Saturn return, complete mastery. 2068, Pluto return, age 63, ultimate transformation. 2070, begin transferring leadership to the next generation. So 2071 through 2080, the Cosmic Seeding Transcendent Projects, the Galactic Archive Project, where we encode human spiritual evolution and cosmic patterns. My North Node Aries, 12th house, pioneer beyond earthly paradigms. Location, multiple planetary bases, the Moon and Mars. Consciousness evolution forecasting, we predict and guide humanity's next evolutionary leaps. The vertex I have is in Libra, and it balances collective destiny. Clients are global governments, interstellar agencies. Here's the immortality blueprint. Apply astrological principles to consciousness preservation. I have a Sun-Venus conjunction, eternal beauty and consciousness. Ethical framework, ensure conscious evolution. Here's the innovation framework, 2026 through 2080, technology development roadmap. So with 2026 to 2030, this is a digital consciousness layer, including Astro AI interfaces, neuroastrological biometrics, virtual spaces. 2031 through 2040, biodigital integration, wearable cosmic rhythm devices, genetic astrology mapping, personalized virtual pharmaceuticals. 2041 through 2050, quantum astrology systems, consciousness entanglement networks, multidimensional birth chart mapping, time navigation technologies. 2051 through 2060, interplanetary astrology, off-world relocation guidance, exoplanet consciousness compatibility, galactic synastry systems. 2061 through 2070, temporal architecture, past-future life integration platforms, parallel reality navigation, karmic investment portfolios. 2071 through 2080, cosmic consciousness networks, group soul mapping, planetary consciousness awakening, stellar communication protocols. Here's the wealth accumulation strategy. Intellectual property timeline. 2026 through 2035 patent foundation. 10 or more patents on astro-neural interfaces. Copyright 100 or more archetype algorithms. Trademark cosmic interface ecosystem. 2036 through 2045 licensing empire. We are to license to 50 or more countries, corporate contracts with 100 or more companies, university program licensing. 2046 through 2055 standard setting, become industry standard, write global certification requirements, lead international committees. 2056 through 2080 legacy trusts, establish perpetual royalty streams, create cosmic innovation endowment, fund next generation research. Here's the personal evolution map with spiritual entrepreneurship stages. 2026 through 2035, the visionary apprentice. I master my natal chart as business blueprint. I build personal energetic serenity, and I develop CEO consciousness. 2036 through 2045, the architect CEO. I scale vision without losing essence. I balance innovation and sustainability. I lead from cosmic center. 2046 through 2055, the wisdom CEO. I transition from doing to being. I mentor next generations. I distill essence into systems. 2056 through 2080, the cosmic elder. I operate from multidimensional awareness. I guide planetary evolution. I prepare consciousness for the next phases. Here's the neurodivergent sustainability systems, energy management evolution. Again, 2026 to 2035, micro sanctuary creation. I design personal environment for maximum flow. I build a team that complements my neurology. I implement strict energetic boundaries. 2036 through 2045, macro system design. I create self-sustaining business ecosystems. I automate 80% of operations. I focus only on visionary work. 2046 through 2080, cosmic rhythm integration. I align entirely with planetary cycles. I work only during optimal transits. I become a living example of astro-aligned living. Social impact vision, philanthropic evolution. 2026 through 2035, neurodivergent empowerment. I fund scholarships for autistic spiritual entrepreneurs. I create accessible astro technology. I build online communities. 2036 through 2045, educational transformation. I reform school systems with cosmic curricula. I train 10,000 cosmic educators. I launch global moon literacy campaign. 2046 through 2055, institutional innovation. I transform corporate and government structures. I create conscious capitalism models. I establish new economic paradigms. 2056 through 2080, planetary stewardship. I guide humanity through cosmic transitions. I prepare for interstellar community. I see consciousness across the solar system. Here's my ultimate role as a cosmic translator with my natal blueprint decoded. Sun's in Pisces at 809 degrees, Moon's in Libra at 614 degrees, Mercury's in Pisces at 1831 degrees, Mars is in Capricorn at 1407 degrees, North Node is in Aries at 2519 degrees. And my lifelong mission is to build the interfaces between human consciousness and cosmic intelligence, creating pathways for humanity's conscious evolution while honoring neurodivergent brilliance as the key to our planetary future. Let's see. And we'll just go over just one of these for right now. Don't want to spill too much of the beans, but I'm just very excited to share the information I currently have with you guys. So this is my Beyond Genius patent portfolio. Cosmic Consciousness Technologies, Advanced Astrological Intellectual Property Blueprint 2026 through 2080. Here's the patent category, and it's temporal archetype mapping systems. So the first patent is chrono archetype recognition algorithm. The novelty is it's the first system to quantify and predict archetypal emergence patterns across human lifetimes using progressed planetary positions. Again, the first. So, technical specifications. First of all, we are going to map 144 archetypal sequences, 12 signs multiplied by 12 houses across 7 temporal dimensions. It uses quantum Bayesian networks to predict archetypal activation probabilities, It integrates with biometric data streams, heart rate variability, EEG, cortisol levels. I have a Mercury-Neptune midpoint activation, and it'll translate ephemeris data into predictive psychological states. Commercial applications, therapy, education, corporate, and healthcare. So therapy can predict and prepare for challenging transits 6 to 18 months in advance. Education, match learning modalities to students' active archetypes. Corporate, optimize team formation based on collective archetypal cycles. Healthcare, predict vulnerability windows for mental health conditions. Here's the patent claims. So, method for calculating archetypal load index based on angular planet clustering. System for visualizing archetypal phase transitions using 4D holographic interfaces. And algorithm for predicting karmic decision points based on nodal activations. In the next video, we will go over more of my patents that are genius, which is multi-generational synastry pattern recognition. Again, a first objective measurement of inherited karmic patterns across 3 to 7 generations. And I'll tell you this before we close this video off, the technology stack. Epigenetic astrology interface, ancestral AI, quantum entanglement mapping. Using my Saturn-Lilith conjunction in Cancer in the 3rd house, it masters ancestral communication patterns. With epigenetic astrology interface, it correlates birth charts with family epigenetic markers. Ancestral AI is trained on 10,000 or more multi-generational charts. Quantum entanglement mapping detects non-local family connections. So follow me in the next video where we'll be going over more. We have a lot to talk about.